TDPS presents The Dinner Party Show with Christopher Rice and Eric Shaw Quinn.
Hi, I'm Eric Shaw Quinn, co-host of The Dinner Party Show.
And I'm Jordan Ampersand, the only thing cool about The Dinner Party Show.
Define cool, you little ingrate.
If I could move my fingers, I'd totally be shooting you the bird right now.
Oh, why can't you?
It was an ironic applause accident?
Sure it was, sticky fingers.
Okay, fine, it was iPhone related.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
It had nothing to do with Grindr or porn, so shut up!
Or you shut up so we can get this done. Welcome to the first installment of Point Dumber Point. In this special series, Jordan Ampersand and I will each review something the other person likes.
Is this supposed to make us like each other?
Or maybe just tolerate each other.
That's a big word for someone too old to remember their street address.
Tolerate is only a big word if you're too stupid to dress yourself.
I can totally dress myself!
Oh, dear. Then there's no one to blame then.
Whatever, you're old.
We'll start with my review. This week, because he's a miniature sadist, Jordan asked me to review an episode of the show Vanderpump Rules entitled Push Comes to Shove. Here's my review. First, let me say, I'm not really a fan of so-called reality TV. It has always been my belief that if reality was interesting, we wouldn't need books and movies and TV in the first place. And the people who seem to agree with me the hardest are the people who make reality TV, since nothing you see on reality TV is in fact real. So what you end up with is unscripted, bad acting. I can't see why anyone would want to sit and watch attention-starved morons make shit up. Case in point, Vanderpump Rules Season 4, Episode 20, Push Comes to Shove. There are a lot of characters, none of whom I could ever see caring about, except maybe Lisa Vanderpump, who might be fun if she's in on the joke. If she really takes this crap seriously, then never mind. The biggest surprise for me was that none of the characters were gay. The show is apparently about a staff at a West Hollywood-based restaurant Lisa owns. My hometown, West Hollywood, is the gayest place on earth, and gay people are well represented in every restaurant staff I've ever encountered here. But despite the fact that most of the guys on Vanderpump Rules are huge queens, none identified as gay. Yet in this episode, there is an engagement party at Lisa's where these dreadful people spent an hour of my life that I'll never get back acting as though their petty, drunken, personal bullshit was actually interesting or important, and then they went home. That's really it. Nothing else happens. That makes this the longest restaurant commercial I've ever seen. On the plus side, I left the experience of watching Vanderpump Rules Season 4, Episode 20, Push Comes to Shove, feeling lucky and grateful that despite their apparent proximity, I don't know any of these people. So there's that. And that's my review. Jordan?
My God, you want some cheese with that wine?
Want some flowers on your coffin? Do your review.
Whatever. This week, because he's old and likes movies where people's faces are as gray as his hair, Eric had me review It's a Wonderful Life, otherwise known as the movie the mom is watching in Gremlins before she puts a gremlin in the microwave and blows its ass up. Here's my review. This movie is about an old shouting man who learns that being married means you never get to travel again. Which is why I always say, don't have sex with anyone until you get to your vacation destination of choice. And give them the wrong phone number when you leave. There's a town with snow, and then the guy makes a lot of bad decisions that are all about helping other people, which, huge surprise, totally screws up his life. So he goes to a bridge with more snow and shouts some more, and then this chunky, bald drug dealer shows up and slips him something that takes him on a super weird acid trip. Only they don't say it's an acid trip because the movie's way old and they couldn't talk about acid trips in public back then. But it's around then the movie becomes totally unrealistic because, speaking from experience, acid trips do not end with your neighbors bringing you big baskets of money. But that's how this movie ends because, I don't know, there was a war, I think, and everyone needed to be cheered up with money all the time. Anyway, skip it and watch Vanderpump Rules instead. And that's my review. Eric?
The character of Clarence is an angel, not a drug dealer, you moron.
Well, that's really confusing because he looks just like my drug dealer.
That doesn't make it confusing, that makes you an idiot and a moron.
Well, then why does he send old shouting guy on an acid trip?
It's not an acid trip. He shows him what the world would be like if he was never born.
You can totally do that on acid, my friend says.
You are a talking pile of garbage.
Well, so what? It's just my opinion, and you can't argue with my opinion. Don't you go on the internet? All opinions matter.
No, they don't. When an opinion isn't informed by reason, intelligence, or a single known fact, then that opinion does not matter at all.
Just drop acid with me and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I would rather be boiled alive.
Well, I have a friend in Echo Park who does that, but you have to pay him in bitcoins.
And on that note, I'm Eric Shaw Quinn.
And I'm Jordan Ampersand.
And this has been our first installment of Point and Completely Idiotic Point.
Excuse me, it's called Point and Dumber Point.
That works for me.
Find this and all our other videos at www.tdps.tv and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest at the Dinner Party Show, where everyone gets served.